So we hired his ass. And like, let's see. I go to court again. This time when I go to court, they were like, let me see. I don't remember what order it happened in. Maybe he came to visit me first. But maybe he came to visit me and he was like, they offering you 30 days. You've been in here over 30 days. If you take it, you get out. If you plead guilty, you go home right then. I was like, but I ain't do it. I was like, I'm on probation. I ain't finna plead guilty to something I didn't do. And on top of that, I ain't finna plead guilty. I don't want no petty theft on my record. I ain't no fucking petty thief. So I was like, I ain't do the shit. I just need you to get the tape or whatever. So he was trying to convince me to take the time. So the next time he came back, he was like, look, now before I even pull you out here and watch this video with you, are you sure this not you on the tape? I was like, no, man, that's impossible. Because I wasn't there at the store that day. I don't even really go to that store. Like, the only reason I started going to that store in the first place, because my homegirl and her brother, which is my homeboy, they had moved in that area. Not that area, but that route was an easy route straight to their house. So that's the only reason I ever even came across that store. So I had only went to that store like 2-3 times in that year. And before that, I hadn't been to that store probably 10 years. So I was like, that's impossible for me to be on that tape. I know for a fact I wasn't there that day because I knew where I was. So how it happened was, in my paperwork, it said this girl that I went to school with. All right, like I said, I hadn't been to this store in like 10 years. But my first time going to the store, or the second time in them 10 years, I seen a girl I went to school with, and she used to go with my homeboy that went to school with us too. So we was chopping it up and shit, hadn't seen each other in years. So it was like probably a few weeks after that, she the one in the paperwork saying that it was me stealing. So I'm like, she a white girl too, so I'm like, man, maybe she think, and I ain't did shit to her. Like, I don't got no problem. I don't even really know her like that. For real, like, I just know her from school. So I know she ain't got no reason. She ain't out to get me. So I'm like, man, she must think niggas look alike or some shit. She must have thought that nigga looked like me. Like, the nigga really didn't look like me. All right, the nigga was dark skinned, kind of big, had nap ass hair. But shit, like, the nigga didn't look like me, goddamn it. It wasn't me. So, talking to the lawyer and shit, he pull out the laptop. Are you sure this is not you? It kind of look like you. Old ass white dude. He think we fucking look alike. I'm like, man, please don't let these motherfuckers in the court think like this motherfucker, thinking we all look alike. Cause boy, I'm finna be fucked. So, he pull out, he turn on the laptop and shit. We watching it. He still hollering about, are you sure that's not you? Man, no. I'm right here in your face. That ain't me. Horrible lawyer. Like, you don't even got eyes. Like, you don't even got good eyes. Like, I don't even see how the fuck you a lawyer at this point. So he was like, all right, I'm gonna, submit it to them or whatever and see what they say. So now I'm like, I'm definitely ain't fucking with this lawyer no more. For real this time. I don't give a damn what's going on. So let me see. Some time went by, I had to go to court again. But as I'm going to court, I'm going for the misdemeanor. See, I'm on felony probation. But I caught a misdemeanor charge. So I'm going to misdemeanor court. So when I go to court again, they like, the charge was dropped, yada, yada, yada. So I'm like, so I get to go home today. She say, oh, you still got to see the felony judge that put you on probation. I'm like, what? I'm like, man, I'm sick of this shit. Here I'd have been in this bitch over 30 days. I ain't do this shit. I'm stressed the fuck out. I don't know when I'm going home. I'm in the blind about everything. So this shit just fucked up. So I got another court date, as usual. That shit was like 2 weeks away. So the 2 weeks come. I finally see this felony judge. Now the only thing in my mind, I'm going home today. Every time I went to court, I'm thinking, shit, I'm finally finna go home. Sick of this shit. So yeah, I finally go see this motherfucker. I'm thinking I'm finna go home now. So I go in there, I'm in court all day. everybody in the audience gone home, all the inmates in the back or back to the jail, cause they do like 2 van loads back to the jail. And I'm the last motherfucker in here. So I'm like, this is already finna be some bullshit. And I'm thinking to myself, like, man, I just been having bad luck since this shit here started. So, like, I've been getting bad news the whole time I've been in jail. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like, as far as, like, my case or whatever. So, she like, who is you? I'm like, I'm instantly hot. But, you know, hold my composure. Black judge. I don't even remember her putting me on probation. I don't even remember her like, but she's supposed to be the lady that put me on probation. So, I told her my name and shit. She going through her paperwork. I don't see your paperwork. Ooh, I'm hot. I'm hot. Boy, I'm ready to lose this shit. So, she's still going through papers. Oh, here it go right here. I ain't even see this. So, well, she don't really talk like that. She was an older black woman, but anyway. So, she called me to the stand. I get up there. She say, so I see the charge, you had caught a charge, violated this probation. I see that charge was dropped. She was like, what do you think about the case? Or what do you think about that? I'm like, what? I'm thinking like, fuck is she talking about? Bitch, I want to go home. Fuck, I need to tell you what I think for you need to tell me what you think and let me the fuck go home. Do your job. So she got down, oh, no, I said, well, the charge that violated me was dropped. Therefore, I'm innocent. Therefore, I wouldn't have violated probation. Therefore, I should go home. She say, you want a public defender? I was like, nah. So I was like, I don't feel like I need a public defender because the charge that violated me was dropped. Therefore, I'm innocent. That still don't mean you don't have to deal with this felony. I was like, but the charge that violated this felony probation was dropped. I'm innocent. I didn't do nothing. Like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. That still don't mean you have to deal with this felony. She kept repeating that. So I'm like, man, I don't know what the fuck going on, boy. It's like they trying to fuck me over or something. So she kept asking me, do I want a public defender? I kept saying no. About the third time she asked, I said yeah, cause I'm like, boy, she adamant about this shit, so I might need to go and say yeah. As soon as I said yeah, the little lady came up there. She rushed by my side. Well, I don't think he should have to stand here till his next court date, which is February 3rd. At this point, it was January. It was like January, like the first week of January. Like, I done spent my birthday in here now, January 6th. So, she was fighting for me or whatever. Then, she said, the judge asked the DA, or the prosecutor, one of them, what you think about it? Like, what is it to think about? Bitch, I'm innocent. Send me home. She said, oh, I forgot his paperwork at my office. The judge said, well, since she forgot your paperwork, you can't go home today. Well, I swear to God, this shit just steady building up. Everything I'm hearing about my case is bad every time. Every time. Like, when I get on the phone with my people and they doing their research or whatever, bad news. When I go to court, bad news. I'm sick of this shit. So, I'm like, so that's my PD. She kept saying she don't think I should have to stand there. Like, cause she wrote up my next court date, February 3rd, something like that. So, she just kept saying she don't think that's foul or whatever. Judge was like, ain't nothing I could do about that. She left his paperwork, so we can't do it or whatever. I'm hot now. I gotta go back to jail. My next court date, February 3rd. I don't know what the fuck gonna happen. Like, am I gonna have to sit here till February 3rd and hope this bitch bring her paperwork that day? Like, this shit crazy. So, let's see. I don't know. Probably, I feel like maybe less than a week. Maybe less than a week went by. public defender come to the judge to visit me. So they called me out there and said I got to visit. So they put me in this little room. I don't even think she was there physically. She was on the computer screen, I believe. So I picked up the phone and she was like, I got good news. I was like, yeah, what's that? You going home today? Boy, I'm happy than the motherfucker. Goddamn, about time, boy. Nigga been in this bitch stressing, praying, losing motherfucking weight. I lose weight in jail anyway, cause like that food, like shit don't do nothing for me. That shit like healthy compared to, you know, how a nigga eat on the street, chicken and all that bullshit, dirty diet. But anyway, so in the 2 months I was in there, I lost 20 pounds, 21 pounds. But I wanted to lose weight anyway. But anyway, so shit, like probably, I don't know. Oh yeah, they had the counting shit. So like after count time, like shit, they told me to pack that shit up. I'm gone. So like whole time I'm in that bitch, I done met a nigga in there. Like I fuck with this nigga too. Like I still fuck with that nigga to this day. Like, but yeah. So they finally let me out. Like finally let me out, and that's it for this story. But it's more to it. Like I was still on. I continued my probation. They gave me a new PO and all that there. So like it's more stories to come though. Like if you on TikTok, double tap the screen, like follow, cause a few of y'all be watching, but y'all ain't liking. Y'all ain't following me. But yeah, YouTube, subscribe, like, comment, help the channel out. Appreciate it. Fuck with me.